All right.
Seemed like that was what we were doing.
Oh, I'm sorry. All right.
I didn't receive advance. Oh! I mean, it's sort of the theme for the Kobayashi Maru, right?
It is.
Consoles exploding.
Everybody gets thrown every which way.
Right. Left.
Hello, everyone. If you're joining us for the first... Oh, sorry. Wait. Hit. Hit. Good. Gift that. So, hello, everyone. If you're joining us for the very first time, my name is Mike Fadum. I am also known as Ambassador Kel, and I am your community manager. And this is Jesse. I'm going to pronounce your last name wrong. Heineck?
You got it.
Oh, my God. I'm amazing. Who is a content designer for
Bonus marks.
Does it really work that way? Because I'm going to come by your desk and pronounce your name correctly a lot more often. If I can get my honor.
As a content designer, I can make it work that way. Bonus marks!
Hooray! For everyone wondering what the heck I have on my head that makes me look so fabulous, this was sent to me by @Two-Faced Liar, if that is his real name, who with the words, it actually came in the mail with the words, "Please wear this in the next 10 Forward Weekly," and how could I turn down an offer like that? So
it's so stylish. I wish I had hair like that. I wish I had hair.
Yeah, you're right. I can give you this if you want.
You don't have anything, right?
And as far as I'm aware, my head lice has been gone for years. I haven't had head lice. Don't worry. The nicest guy ever. What up, home skillet to you? You had the crazy eyes going for a second there. Yes, the new banner is much better. Thank you to the design team from Perfect World for taking my crappy Photoshop job and making it better. And to answer the question I saw from somebody... I don't know who asked it. Somebody asked if the loading screen that we use here, this bad boy, is an actual map in-game. It is an actual picture of the bar you can get on your, I believe, Galaxy-class ship, but it is... the lovely things you can see up here, the 10 Forward Weekly signs, those were added by our marketing designer, Jen. So that's not an in-game asset. I'm very sorry. Maybe it will be someday. We should ask the art team about that. But today, we are here to talk about a brand new feature to the game, which is this right here. The lovely Endeavor system, which is now on Tribble, has been since last Friday, and is coming to PC with Season 13.5 on July 18th. So, Jesse, what the heck is the Endeavor system?
Thank you. The Endeavor system is a simple way for us to give you some bonus rewards just by running around playing stuff in the game. And unlike a directed mission where we say, do this mission, complete this story, get these rewards, the Endeavor system gives you a broader set of goals, like do a bunch of Polaron damage. So you can do whatever mission you like, or queue, or content that you decide to do, and just happen to equip some Polaron weapons, get some Polaron damage, get a bonus reward, yay! Every 2 to 3 days, the Endeavor system will roll up a new task for you. It'll give you a timer once you finish the task saying, next task is coming in X amount of time. And these tasks are server-wide. So if the Endeavor system rolls up a task that says, hey, everybody do 25,000 Polaron damage, you're going to see a lot of purple beams.
Yes.
The Endeavor system is an account-wide reward. So you figure out which character you want to do it on that character, you will get a box of rewards. It's account-bound. You can send that to the character that you want to open the box, and you can get a variety of different types of numeric rewards, such as additional expertise, dilithium ore, energy credits, all those sorts of things. And there's a chance every time that you open one of these boxes to jackpot and get a really big reward. You'll get several different rewards out of one box as well. So you might get a big pile of energy credits, or you might get some energy credits, some expertise, and some dilithium.
So as I understand it, there's basically different tiers of rewards you can get, and you will get 5 of something. So it's going to be either like 5, like you could technically get 5 epic energy credits. So that's very unlikely to happen. But like, you could get 5 a level 3 energy credit, a level 2 marks, a level 5 something else, and all the way down to you get 5 things in the box, right?
That's correct. Someone's smiling at us in cyberspace.
Gee, welcome to Tribble. How you doing?
So each time you open one of those reward boxes, it will roll randomly to see what kind of rewards to give you. And you have a chance to get any number of different things and a chance to get an epic amount of any of those things. So each day, or 2 days, 3 days really, a new Endeavor will pop up. You won't know what it is until you log in. If you decide, I don't really want to do that Endeavor, I don't want to play the counterpoint queue, I don't want to equip a bunch of Polaron weapons or whatnot, then don't worry about it. In a couple of days, the next Endeavor will come up and you'll have a chance to try something completely different. You only need to do it on one character on your account because it's an account-wide tracker. So you don't have to worry about doing on 47 different alts.
Do all of your characters get the box, or does one character get the box?
One character gets the box, but it's an account-wide binding, so you
Okay.
can give that box to whichever character you want to have open it.
Okay.
So it's one set of rewards that one of your characters will get, but you don't have to worry about the pressure of doing it on 47 alts, because once one character has done it, you're completed with the endeavor for that day. You'll get the next endeavor in 2 to 3 days, and then carry on getting more rewards.
Okay.
Endeavors can take a wide range of forms, from using a particular type of energy damage, or healing shields, repairing hull, play a specific queue, play patrols from a particular type of content, and so on. And one of the things that we expect people to see is that since everyone is going to be getting these endeavors together, you'll see if we say have an endeavor that says play the counterpoint queue, a lot of people should be queuing up for that to get the bonus reward. So this is a great way for us to put some activity in specific parts of the game.
Yeah, some parts of the game that may not have gotten as much activity lately will suddenly get
Right.
another reward on top of it for playing a less active queue.
Sure, since we have a lot of queues now, that tends to split up the interest of what players are trying to do. And so players might say, oh, there's not enough people who want to play counterpoint right now because there's a bunch of other queues to choose from. But if the endeavor for the day says, hey, play counterpoint, get a bunch of bonus rewards, we expect that will help to fill those queues so that people will be playing that. Some of these things can be done in teams. Some of them are things that you're going to do solo. There's one endeavor, for instance, that involves fighting one of the bosses on Nimbus 3. So you can expect that when that rolls around, there's going to be tons of people roaming around the desert planet, which is a good opportunity to remind people that they've recently added transporter pads to various neighborhoods in Nimbus.
Ooh.
And if you haven't unlocked them yet, then
Now's
you
a
should
good time.
visit Nimbus and unlock those transporters.
Run yourself past some giant scorpions and man-eating worms and get yourself some transporter pads.
So on the screen here, you can see several different endeavors, and that's because you've got them artificially all turned on at once.
Right, because of trouble.
In actual play, only one endeavor will be available at a time. So like I said before, if you're not interested in the endeavor that's currently up, don't worry about it. Just do your Admiralty, play a mission, whatever it is that you like to do in Stowe. And then in a couple of days, a new endeavor will pop up, and you can see if you like that one. This system's also very extendable, so we expect that in the future we will add additional endeavors and come up with new things to do. But our goal is always to make these things that you can do in a variety of ways. So if you want to play Counterpoint, for instance, for an endeavor, you could play Counterpoint Advanced or Elite if you want to. You can play it in a fleet. You can pug it, whatever you want. Okay. Similarly, when it says do a bunch of Polaron damage, well, if you want to just reclaim one of your Breen holiday ships that you got, they come fully loaded with Polaron by default. So that's not super hard to do. We always want the endeavors to be things that are going to encourage you to do fun gameplay, to try something you haven't tried before, or to do better at something that you have done regularly. Sometimes they might point you to things that you don't know existed in the game. For instance, there's an endeavor to kick off recruitment DOF assignments at Klingon or Starfleet Academy. So if you don't participate in doffing very much, you might not have known that those exist. There's a way to get free doffs for your characters. So you just go to the academy, kick off one of those assignments. When it cools down in a couple of days, you'll get some free doffs from it, and now you know how that thing works.
Oh, that's cool. So, okay, I have a couple questions from chat.
You bet.
As you do the endeavor, will it also satisfy accolades for that sort of thing? I'm guessing yes. The answer to that question.
So if you've got an endeavor to defeat 20 Borg ships, that also counts towards defeating Borg ships for the accolade.
Will the task rotate through? So say like you got Polaron damage, you only get like 4,000 out of the 5,000 Polaron damage or whatever it is 1 week. When it pops up again in a couple of weeks, will you be able to roll that over, or will it start over again?
It doesn't roll over. The task will restart each time. There's some technical reasons for that, but also if we want to replay a particular endeavor, then we want you to redo that experience.
Sure. Okay, cool. Fartoid, yes, this is a Legends of the Hidden Temple t-shirt. I got it at Comic-Con last year. Anyway, okay, let me see. Trying to see if there are any endeavor questions here on Facebook. Not yet. Okay, cool. Well, let's take a moment and see how it looks. If there's any... Oh, hey, look at all you lovely people on Trouble with me right now. Why don't you guys queue up for Counterpoint with me as well, which I've never run before, and this is on my old crappy build. So that'll be fun. And you guys can show me how it's done. Let me see. Actually, I should probably just try this up as a private queue.
DS9 versus DS9.
All right. I can't invite you to a team, right? Because, yeah, okay. Add friend. Jay, you come back too, so we can do this. it looks like the other endeavors I have. Well, space material, I suppose I could do by going to like Earth a few times and getting that. Well, not on a Klingon. Maybe there's space material in Konos.
When you're harvesting space or ground materials, you'll probably want to go to a mission map to do that, because most of the missions have some of those harvest material nodes scattered around them, and you could just easily find those without having to worry about competing with other players for them.
Sure. Okay, so let me just put it in Reddit chat here.
Endeavor is not a rep system, per the question that's popped
Gotcha.
up. So there's not a reputation set that's associated with it, because currently the Endeavor system just tracks, did you do the Endeavor for today, for this pair of days? And if you did, give you these rewards. We're not currently looking at, did you complete 40 Endeavors over 3 months? We could, in the future, add that sort of functionality if we thought that was a good idea. And we might want to do something like complete 3 Endeavors in a week, get some additional bonus, or something like that. But for starters, it's just going to be log in for the day while you're doing your doffing and your Admiralty, see what the Endeavor is. If you're like, that's not going to be too difficult to do, just do it, get some bonuses.
Cool. So, we see right here we've got a lot of things that are like, the typical things you might do on a day. We've got queues, we've got running fleet credits. What other things might we do that
there are endeavors for fighting specific types of enemy groups, like defeat Borg ships or defeat you could pretty much name it, Undine, Terran Empire, stuff like that. So in a lot of cases, a great way to do those is to go to the battle zones and face down that particular type of enemy. So go to the Mirror Universe battle zone if you have the endeavor to defeat Terran Empire ships. There are endeavors for repairing shields and repairing hull, endeavors for doing healing on the ground, endeavors for several of the different queues, obviously. We have endeavors for doing damage with some of the underused types of weapons, Polaron and Tetrion, things that you might not normally try out. There's a pretty big range. And like I mentioned earlier, we can add more endeavors easily. We also thought about some that we decided not to use, such as heal an injury on a ship. Well, healing an injury presupposes you have to get an injury, which means you have to fail something.
You have to go and blow up, yeah.
That doesn't feel good.
No.
So we want the endeavors to be things that you can do while you're just playing missions normally or playing in queues. Switch to that Breen ship to use some Polaron damage, go into a queue a couple of times, deal 25,000 Polaron damage, bonus reward box, bam, it's that easy.
So somebody asked in chat, I think we didn't actually list them out yet. What are the types of rewards you can get from the box?
Typically you'll get numerics, you can get energy credits, you can get expertise, skill points, dilithium ore, and marks.
And the skill points actually come as XP. You don't actually get a skill point.
Right.
You get a certain amount towards skill point.
You will get essentially enough to be a tenth of a spec point.
Okay. Cool. What will the Endeavor UI look like when it's finalized? Will it always be up here and taking priority in the mission tracker?
So it will always appear at the very top of the mission tracker, but there will only, or should only be, one Endeavor at a time.
Yes.
Your little white boxes are indicative of a piece of UI art that isn't in yet. You'll see a little E with some
just like the one
palm
that you
leaves,
see
just
in
like
the
the one
blog.
on the blog. And then it should have that tracker bar. And you can minimize it using the arrow that's on the right side of it. You can do that functionality right now. The endeavors will also appear in your mission journal. There will be a separate section for endeavors underneath your list of in-progress missions. So if you scroll down to that, you can click on it and get more information about what you can do to complete that endeavor. For instance, if you get an endeavor that says, compete in the dance competition on Nimbus 3, and you didn't know that this existed, you can go to your journal, look up the endeavor, and it'll say, go to Nimbus 3, enter the bar in Paradise City, and talk to the dance coordinator.
Oh, that's cool. So it'll actually tell you how to do it.
Right. So
neat.
if there's any confusion, you can always just look it up in your journal.
The nicest guy ever. Yes, this is a permanent new system. It's not a temporary thing like some of the events we do, like Kobayashi Maru. It's actually something that's going to be happening.
Right. Once Endeavor goes live, it should be on forever.
Forever and ever. Unless in 6 years we're like, hey, we have a different idea.
Right. Yeah. It could always be supplanted by a better system, but who could come up with a better system?
That's true. All right. I have no idea what's happening in this queue. Jesse, tell me what to do.
Alrighty. So you're waiting for the briefing.
Okay.
That's going to be another 35
I
seconds.
should probably read that. Okay. We need to destroy the Mirror Universe forces?
Yes, the Mirror Universe forces are going to attack Deep Space Nine, and then Empok Nor is going to shift in from the mirror universe and attack Deep Space Nine, and you'll get to see some hot station-on-station action.
I would like to point out to everyone in chat who was about to criticize me, I did not import the latest version of my character over to Tribble. So this is the bad version of my ship build that I had a few weeks ago. You will see that I have several missile boosting things equipped, but only one missile on my ship, which is the behind. No, wait, that's
you
mines.
You also have an entire TAC commander seat that
does nothing.
Unfilled.
Why? Who? Oh, man. I am ashamed of myself. At least I know what some of these buttons do.
I suspect we're going to see a lot of L2P noob.
Yes, I think we might. But hey, I blew up that frigate, so... And then I crashed into Deep Space Nine, so it's all going well.
If we wanted to be really mean on like the advanced versions, we could make it so that DS9 takes damage when alive.
That would be awful. Yeah. You're a monster. You can tell he designed for the world of darkness, folks.
Oh, the horror.
Oh, the horror. Okay. People are asking whether this will come to console. Yes, it will. Everything we do comes to console eventually, just on a slightly delayed schedule. Although that slight delay has been getting faster and faster lately, which I'm very excited about.
We have a question asking if they're randomly pulled from a big pool or if they're decided by staff of the days. We actually set up a specific calendar of endeavors, so you're not going to see the same endeavor randomly pop up twice in a row or have a week go through a series of repeats or anything like that. Instead, it'll be a lengthy series of different endeavors, and then we'll mix up the calendar again, and if we have new endeavors that we want to add, we'll add them in.
So there's somebody physically changing the calendar each week?
It's actually pre-programmed. We have a programmatic data spreadsheet that tells the calendar, this week do this one, then this one, then this one. It's all automated, but a person sets up what the order is going to be for all those things. So say that you have 20 endeavors, it's not like it's just rolling one out of every 20 each day and you can get the same one. Nor is it just saying, okay, I have a random bag of endeavors and I'm going to pick one until the bag is empty and throw all the tiles back in to re-roll. Instead, someone sets up the calendar in advance and says, this is the endeavor sequence that we're going to do.
Okay. That's cool. That's right, it's lightning. How much distance have you built my ship? Probably should keep it.
Oh, Fartoid, the inside of this hat smells like memories.
Learn to queue, Kel, someone says.
Fartoid, for those who are not familiar, is a former Kryptonian, so he's lightly trolling me.
Oh, he used to work here?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that. Will there be expansion to or more allocation of inventory slots? I'm sure that's something that people talk about, but we haven't announced anything yet. I don't know if any discussions are going on, but...
Yeah, that would be a better question for the Kosa producer.
He just did an interview with Priority 1, so that might have been asked him if he submitted the fan questions. Let's see. Is it worth using torpedo and just use phasers? A lot of people have different opinions on ship builds and what's viable and what's not. I would go to the lovely people at either the Academy on our official forums or /r/STO builds on Reddit, who can all help you out with picking a good build for your ship. I wouldn't know how to help you without the forums.
Don't do what he's doing.
No, do nothing that especially on this build. On the build that you'll see, on a stream when we're on live, or if I import my character over to Treble with the good build that Cthulhu nicely built for me, you can do some of that. But what I'm doing right now, this build that I'm running, don't do this. I'm probably doing 2 DPS on a lucky day. Fartoid wants to up his game if he's only lightly trolling you.
Yeah. I detect missiles incoming on Facebook page.
Oh, now someone wants us to, after we've told everyone that we couldn't make Night Day work on Ryza anymore, they're asking for us to add Night Day to every map in the game. That might not work. I have feelings that might not work.
Yeah, there are some technical hurdles. That's really a better question for one of our environment artists about what's going on there. But I can give you sort of the basic gist, is that when we went to our new lighting system, we created a bunch of light probes that basically take environmental light and cause it to scatter and reflect in interesting ways. However, it has to be done under the assumption of this is what the environment is lit like, and it's fixed. It can't say, oh, the sun has gone down, the environmental lighting, if it's scattered and reflected, changes in this way.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of technical hurdles that need to be overcome.
It's not difficult, it's actually impossible with the current system we have.
Right.
JE is running a ship with a single torpedo, nothing else, just a torpedo. He can't even reload. Okay.
We're getting
Massive energy readings, bosses. I gotta answer hail. Score? Great. We closed 5 portals. There were portals? I knew that. I've played this queue before. Jesse sighing like everyone else in my whoever plays Cube with me. Oh my god, it's Mirror DS9.
Kaboom!
Oh god, the enemy spawned me. Now comes the part where I probably die. Launch fighters! God, what kind of person would carry them and launch their fighters in 2 seconds? What sort of fool would do that? I ask you.
Admiral Lena of the USS Enterprise! Don't you love Chase Patterson's voice? He's really into it.
And I love how much use you guys got out of her when you put her in the game. Like she's in all these queues. She's every Dabo table. Oh, there we go. My first explosion. It's great.
She is a total sweetheart too, and a great player with.
Thomas, welcome back to the game. Good to have you back. Sorry if you weren't on last weekend. I'm sorry you missed the Kobayashi murder. It was a lot of fun, but there are many other fun things, as you can see, including this queue, which I've never played before, and is a lot of fun.
Let's see, a question for me about the development staff cringing at Mike's STO skills on the
Do any of the development staff not cringe at Mike's STO skills?
So after this stream, the beatings will continue.
Yes, Jesse, Jeremy will find me in the Star Wars game that I'm going to be running for him later and just begin slapping me up amongst the head and shoulders.
Probably with this hat.
Yeah. Jesse, by the way, is a really good DM I discovered this weekend. He ran a game for me and a couple of friends at a bachelor/bachelorette party, and it was awesome. Did not expect to be at that party until 1 in the morning. Then the game was really good.
Someone's asking about playable board ships. Currently, no plans to implement playable board ships. Could always happen in the future.
Yep.
Do you think could happen? Not currently.
Not currently in something we're looking at, but maybe one day. It is a very highly requested feature. I think one of the things that people were saying was a problem with it was that it's weird to see which direction you're flying. I remember somebody saying something about that to me at one point, because they're, they don't have a front back, they're a sphere view. The Pro was maybe a less of a problem. But
yeah, I think that if you're the kind of person who's really into flying board ships, that's not going to bug you so much.
Yeah.
But, adding playable board ships is one of those things where they're so iconic that you don't want to just say, oh, here's a board ship.
Yeah,
there should be some concept with that.
There should be some pomp and
some story about the board collective, or some way that we make that an interesting part of the game. It's not like a snap ship or something you see once and although the model gets reused. It doesn't really have a lot of story, so it's like,
the small drop that.
The board are so central to STO that you're going to use stuff to control.
Oh god. Do I have any healing abilities on
Game
this
audio is a little.
Oh! That can be fixed. Boop. Thank you for letting me know. Yeah, a lot of people want to play as evil factions, like the Mirror Universe and things of that nature. I don't know. I think, that would be difficult. It would be more difficult. Right now we've got, in the early missions, Klingon and Federations are at war, but they make up later, and it allows us to do a lot of cool content that can be played by all the captains. Mm-hmm. If we have an evil faction in the game, I feel like it would be a lot harder to have that sort of thing happen. It's like every mission you'd have to be like, well, why does the Mirror Universe want to help fight these guys?
We do occasionally make agnostic missions. Like, you can still queue up and play Starbase 24, even though if you're level 60, the Klingons and the Federation are no longer at war. It's sort of out of time, fictionalized. But certainly, there's a lesson, for instance, from City of Heroes for old-time cryptic fans. Remember that? There was a release for City of Heroes called City of Villains, where we added an enemy faction, and you could play as villains. But overwhelmingly, one of the things that was discovered by the dev team at the time was that for as much as people said they wanted to play villains, they didn't actually wind up playing villains. It just did not have the kind of draw that it seemed to on the internet. people will be posting their comments on forum threads and things like, I really want to play a villain in City of Heroes. Okay, you can play a villain. And then not as many people did as you would expect. So there's a risk there of, okay, if we were actually to add a villainous faction, like, are that many people actually going to? There's another problem as well, which is that Star Trek is beholden to CBS, of course, and what we do in the game has to be approved by them. And one of the things that CBS is very careful about is making sure that Star Trek continues to have some of the themes that are explored in the stories. So there are bad guys and there are good guys, and sometimes your good guy captain does things that are questionable.
The Pale Moonlight, sorry, something in my throat.
Exactly, the DS9 episode where Cisco arranges for certain accidents to befall certain people in order to bring the Romulans on the side of the Dominion War with the Federation and the Klingons. But a lot of people will talk about, gosh, our captains have blown up so many ships and shot so many people on the ground. We're terrible people. Well, it's kind of the reality of a video game. There's a lot of that sort of gameplay. But we always try to keep an eye to the story overall, saying this is the moral center of the Federation, and these are the principles of Klingon honor, and these are the sorts of things that the good guys in the story ultimately are striving for. So you don't commit genocide on the Iconians when you have the opportunity to destroy them 200,000 years in the past in the episode Midnight, because that's not upholding the principles of the Federation. So if we open the door to playing villainous characters, to playing Terran Imperial characters or Romulan Imperial loyalists or something like that, with a problem, it's not the story that CBS wants to tell with Star Trek. It's not the story of being space pirates versus space pirates. They want to tell the story that ultimately, once you get to the end of the story, it's got that moral center of Star Trek.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of content that we want to deliver.
Well, and I feel like that's the kind of content that I want to play in Star Trek too. Like, I know not everybody is like that. I know there's a lot of people who play Sith in Star Wars games and such and such. But I feel like I come to this universe because I want there to be, an option C to the no-win scenario where you can get everybody out alive and you can try and make peace with the people who you thought were your enemy yesterday. So I don't know that personally I don't think a villain faction would appeal to me that much. I don't know. I know there's other people who talk about it a lot. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I have actually quite literally had that conversation with the licensing partner at CBS over some material involving the Mirror Universe before, and specifically said we don't want this to just be space power versus space power.
Yeah. Which makes a lot of sense.
I see some questions about future content. Are we getting fleet holdings and whatnot?
We cannot answer any questions about future content.
Sorry.
Yeah, we tell them that every week, and people still want to ask. I understand why you want to ask. There's, I'm going to blow up. There is not a lot. Well, no, there's nothing we can say about future content other than occasionally to tease things like we've done in the past. I did a lot of teasing of J.G. Hertzler on Twitter before we officially announced him, especially because he announced himself on a podcast like a month before we did.
Right. Like a boss.
Martok
cannot be contained.
It's because of marketing reasons, because of reasons that things change, all the reasons I've talked about on the stream before. There's just nothing we can tell you about upcoming content. And I think you guys would like it that way. There's a lot of people who were complaining that we revealed Martok before he popped up in the mission, which I think is, I kind of agree with.
You got your Endeavor prize pack.
All right, where is it?
Oh, it should be in your inventory.
Okay, I'm gonna
That's
grab
all the
complete
stuff
marks.
in the queue.
Yeah. All right, so we're leaving map now, and let's check out. No, I'm not in a fleet, but I should get in a fleet. Oh, no worries, CCS 46. Like I said, a lot of people ask, and I like how I didn't warp. I just limped out of the system. And I totally understand what people want to know. It's just stuff we can't talk about. Not now. Let's go and check out our new Endeavor box. Which one is it?
Bum, bum, bum.
Endeavor prize pack. I got 2 of them out of that.
You may have already had one from testing one previously.
I don't know.
I bet that there was another one that was destroy Terran ships or something like that.
Probably.
That also completed.
So I got 2 for 1. Now, there will never be 2 Endeavors.
Normally, there will never be 2 Endeavors running at the same time, so that shouldn't happen.
Guys, I love you. I don't accept friend requests on stream. But again, this is your first stream, so you didn't know that, CCS. But thank you for the friend request.
So as you can see, it lists there. You'll get 5 entries rolled from dilithium ore. That should really say or, just to be clear.
Yeah.
Energy credits, marked choice box, R&D materials, specialization point XP.
All right, let's open one and see what it looks like.
Boom!
Woo!
50,000 energy credits, 1,000 dilithium ore, another 50,000 energy credits, a mark package with 100 marks in it, and some normal R&D materials.
All right, so let's open our mark box here.
Bam, 100 marks.
I will take 100. I'll just keep going with fleet marks.
Let's just scroll all the way down. Let's see
all right, let's see what else we got.
Lucara, Romulan, Dyson, Undine, Delta, Iconian, Terran, Temporal, Lucari.
So no competitive marks.
No competitive marks yet, but we could certainly add that in the future. Some people have asked about this in the past. Typically, when we release a brand new reputation system, we lock the marks for that reputation to the activities that are associated to it. And then after a few months, we add that in later to other ancillary systems.
Everybody in the chat is letting me know that I got that because of Polaron damage, because the ship is equipped with Polaron stuff.
There you go.
All right, and this one gave me 4 normal R&D materials, and again, 50,000 energy credits. So what comes in normal R&D materials?
Well, you can see right here, you've got 30 trionium gas and some other stuff that vanished really quickly. But that'll basically give you a bunch of white and green R&D materials, which is useful when you're doing some basic crafting type stuff.
Yeah.
I saw someone in the stream said, hey, there was a spoiler about Star Trek Discovery saying that crew members are going to be allowed to argue and have differences, which was an old Roddenberry rule that they're not supposed to do that because humans are beyond that. So why not have villains? Well, it doesn't change our mandate from CBS. We're currently not doing Star Trek Discovery stuff. That may come in the future. Who knows? We can't talk about
no plans yet.
But we have to go with what we've been told to date.
Yes.
Which is we're selling the 24th, 25th century idea of making a better future.
Plus, crew members having drama is something that's happened in Star Trek, even in the last few seasons of TNG. It happened a lot in DS9. A lot of Voyager was about that. I don't think it means you're going to see, Game of Thrones level character backstabbing and things of that nature, because again, that's not very Star Trek, and I don't think it'd be very interesting. That's my personal theory, but I know a lot of people read main characters will die and there will be conflict, and immediately went to Game of Thrones in space, and I was like, I don't know that that's what they're
it doesn't
making.
necessarily come to that degree.
Yeah.
Severity.
Let's see. Okay, I'm trying to see if there's any other... thanks, Parker. Yep, that's what we're doing. On purpose, in fact. We want you guys... The point of this stream, while occasionally is for me to just hang out with you guys and answer questions and write down things that you're concerned about, the big point of the stream is for you guys to get more information as things are going on. So, the Endeavor system's coming out soonish. We wanted you guys to know more about it. Does the Iron Throne come equipped with a HOTAS? Narayan76 wants to know that if Discovery is doing that, does that mean a future STO update will allow us to put DOFs that fail their missions out an airlock?
So, Narayan, do you have a Klingon alt?
Because you can.
Execute for incompetence.
That's a
under
thing
your
we
DOF
do.
Personal assignments.
That'll get out that little urge in you. You can also work with slavers as a Klingon, which is really gross, and you shouldn't do it. Yeah. Okay.
Naughty Orions.
Yeah,
Orions
exactly.
are kind of a complex topic, more than I could get into on a simple live stream here.
Yeah, no kidding. A lot of things from the original series that make it into later things have become very complex topics as we try to make them work with Star Trek. Yeah. Okay, so where could I go to harvest some material in space?
Like I mentioned, your best bet is probably to go into a mission. You could do mission replay for some
That's
space
a good
mission.
idea. Let's do that. Let's see. Oh, good. Replay is all dark for some of these. Manhunt is a ground mission. Friend or Foe is a ground mission. Second Star to the Right is a space mission, if I remember correctly. Let's try it.
But I think that one is in a shuttle.
Oh. Okay.
I seem to recall replaying that 8 times to get the special weapons out of it.
Night of the Comet? That's a space one, right?
You do a bunch of Davidian stuff on the ground, and then you do some stuff in space.
Space. Getting both.
Spin the wheels completely on the ground.
What lies beneath is mostly on the ground.
It's all ground. Everything old is new is all ground. It's kind of like we had a thing going. Let's see, Temporal Ambassador starts on the ground because you're in that prison and don't in space.
Right.
I mean, technically there's some stuff.
Fistful of ground.
Nimbus, which is on the ground. Aha, Romulan stuff. You could do Mine Enemy or Frozen, probably.
Mine Enemy, let's do it.
Bam.
What happened to my mission tracker? Did
So
you
because
eat
you
it?
have endeavors taking priority at the moment, they are filling up your mission tracker.
Okay.
But again, once the endeavor system is live, you should never have more than one endeavor at a time.
Oh, okay, so how do I fix that?
Minimize the endeavors by clicking the little arrows next to them. Let's see if we can get to the point where you can actually see your missions, or if there are just so many endeavors.
There are a lot of endeavors.
They're all turned on. Oh, what a disaster.
There we go. Okay, Mine
Enemy.
Enemy. Make
Awesome.
primary. Spend energy credits.
Off to the Fi-Heart system. How do you lower the difficulty in the Taylor Fark? You know as well as I do that Space Barbie is the true end game.
Space Barbie is the true end game, and it is exactly as difficult as you want it to be.
Mm-hmm.
You should see Ham Sandwich. That was our creation last stream. Mateus says, respect to the developers. Thank you. You're also posting a bunch of stuff that I don't understand and don't think I want to.
I don't know how much respect I can get with this headpiece, but
I think it actually gives you more respect, because now people think you're a Vulcan, and they just generally get more respect. Let's see. Romulan patrols could have done that too. Cerebral arts, or patrols in general, which I have never done in this game.
There is an endeavor to do some of the patrols around New Romulus, so you could
I could have done that.
have knocked out two birds with one stone.
What have we done? My God!
Everything is terrible.
Everything is bad. There we go. Some space materials.
Yeah.
Shut up, Jagrin. Your beard is awesome. Scan hexafluorine gas. Time to do a mini game. Look, I'm amazing. Look at how amazing I am. All right, let's take this.
Boop.
Let's go.
Hey, and you see the progress bar there for your endeavor?
Oh, yeah.
Went up to
It
1
went
out
up.
of 3.
There we go.
One of the things we're doing with endeavors also is that endeavors will roll out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So the Friday, Saturday, Sunday ones will be a little bit bigger because you have a little more time to do them. Doesn't necessarily change the rewards. The difficulty is not extreme. I think the hardest endeavor we have is to do an advanced queue. None of these are going to require you to jump through excessive hoops. Realistically, if you just happen to log on the evening on Wednesday and you're looking at your DOF board, you should look over at endeavors and say, is there a bonus thing that I can get for doing 5 minutes of work?
Yeah. All right, I'm going to head over to New Romulus and do some patrols. What is the reasoning behind the 23rd Century Tier 6 Connie not available with the Zen store? I assume it was a business decision of some kind, but not one we can talk about, unfortunately. Yeah. Let's see.
I don't make those choices.
No, neither do I. Is the failed Warp Out cinematic a bug or a feature? That's a bug.
That's a bug.
It's something people are working on.
Animation.
Yep. I'll put it in the notebook.
So you want to do one of the New Romulus patrols, so that goes to one of the systems around New Romulus.
Right, but this will at least put me in the right area.
Oh, okay.
Let's see. Would the sector space comets also count for harvesting materials? I don't know.
They should. Probably something I should check the data just to make sure.
If we see one, we'll check. I've never seen a comet. Oh, visit 6 systems and tour the galaxy. Is Tour the Galaxy available to Klingons? I've only ever seen it on
Yes, it
Earth.
is.
Okay.
They have their own mission giver for Tour of the Galaxy.
That's right. No, I have seen her before. I know where she is. She's on Konos by the drinking thing. All right. So now we go check systems in the area, like the Carrier system here.
All right.
Oh, flying too fast. Flying too fast. Sometimes you just can't turn in this thing. Enter the Carrier system. Can we have the Kobayashi Maru hull for our Reliant ships, please? I don't know. I'll talk to Thomas, maybe. Will we see some ships from content from Discovery? Yes, definitely. Don't know what it is or when it'll happen or what we'll do. But I can almost guarantee we will do something from Discovery. And talks are already beginning, but no announcements on what exactly that will be. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Real Precipitator. We are aware of the bug with the mission Dragon's Deceit, and I know that people are working hard to get that fixed for you.
I actually just submitted a patch for that, and
it's
going through testing.
All right, cool. So
to give a little more info about that, we have a special pathfinding system that generates a pathfinding algorithm for our ground maps. And under certain very odd circumstances, that algorithm can fail. When it does, it has a tendency for players and critters to just drop through the floor. World collision goes away. People who played Stowe way back when we launched may remember some of the star cluster maps where you had random planets you could go down to would occasionally suffer from that problem. So I did a bunch of flipping of switches and turning of knobs on the Dragon's Deceit ground map to see if I could get the map to reset some of those functionality, rebuilt all of the pathfinding on it, and then I also added a little bulletproofing that makes it so that if Gallic, the captain that you're fighting there, who sometimes falls through the world, winds up outside of the room where you're supposed to be fighting him, it moves him back into that room.
What I love about that explanation so much is that I think so many tweets I got about this were, why can't you fix this? It's so easy. Just re-add the floor. And it's way more complicated than that, as Jesse just explained.
The floor is there, but the game is having problems recognizing it.
Yeah. As a workaround, if you use something like the Echo Papa drones, you can still kill him. That's good to know, Cullen. Thank you. Cullen is someone that I used in your game over the weekend. I was playing a character who could summon people from Legend, and so I've been listening to the Myths and Legends podcast I mentioned on the stream before. I ended up summoning Cullen to beat up a vampire. It was fun.
Worked out pretty well.
Yeah. Which faction starship is my favorite to play with? Right now, this one, because I use it and I like it. How about you, Jesse?
Well, let's see. On my Fed character, I've been enjoying the T6 Jupiter carrier lately, although I am running through a couple of different ships in order to get my Starship Mastery traits up. On my KDF alt, I've been using the Vokuv T5 upgraded fleet version, because we haven't made a T6 version.
I sense Thomas getting emails in the future.
Oh, I've seen Thomas emails. And then on my Romulan alt, I've been using the Assimilated Destroyer.
Ooh.
It looks so mean.
It does. It looks very mean. Where do you guys go to try out a new space build for non-queue battles? I actually try them out in queues, which is probably not the best for my teammates, but that's the best way to try something out, I feel. I know there's a lot of people who used to do solo Starbase 24, which is no longer possible.
I'm fixing that too.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. There's basically, when we moved to the new matchmaking technology, there was some rough edges, so I'm sanding those off.
Oh, so we are going to have that back.
We should be getting that back eventually.
Okay, cool.
Let's see. For trying a new space build, of course, Argala System Patrol is pretty standard if you're just looking for, is this thing functional at all? You can burn through Kazon ships and get a whole bunch of experience. If you're looking for something a little tougher, I think that the gold standard right now is doing Infected Space Advanced or Elite and checking out how your DPS rolls. Of course, I tend to play Psi, so I tend to do a lot of control stuff, and that's not as good for just DPS parsing. But Infected, you still can get some benefit out of controls by grav welling the spheres and things like that. So it's useful to see if your stuff, theory crafting, is working in practice.
Someday I will get to that level. Right now I'm like, do things blow up when I shoot at them? Yay, good.
Right. So, Infected Space Advanced, I should say, or some other space queue on Elite if you really want to test yourself, since we don't have Elite versions of the board queues.
Yeah. Several people are yelling, there is no Elite at you, and I'm not sure what they're talking about.
There's no Elite version of the Infected Space.
Just in case. Gotcha. Travis, who once again graces us with his all caps questions, wants to know, is CBS keeping STO from exploring the Gamma Quadrant? No, is the answer to that question.
We've been to
Next
the Gamma
question.
Quadrant briefly. If you do the third mission in the 2800, you actually go Operation Gamma through the wormhole in a shuttlecraft and visit a tiny slice of the Gamma Quadrant. But
we may move more of the Gamma Quadrant.
There's a lot more to explore, and that's one of the great things about working with this IP is there's always more stuff to explore.
Even if we get all 4 continents of the galaxy fully mapped, there would still be more stuff to explore. Let's see. People are still yelling about how Infected Space Elite doesn't exist. We got it, guys. We're good. We're good. We got it. Thanks. I know this is stream delay, so maybe that's why. Borg playable faction is one of the most popular questions we get. We answered it a little earlier on the stream, so when this goes on YouTube tomorrow, go back and watch it, and you'll get your answer. But basically, we don't talk about upcoming content. Maybe. Not maybe we don't talk about upcoming content. We don't talk about upcoming content. Maybe we'll get a Borg playable faction in the future. Nothing to talk about right now.
Thing that we could do, but we have nothing on that right now.
If we want to do it, we do it. We want to do it right.
Yeah. We do what we want to do.
I'm an adult. My dad's not a phone. Duh. Let's see. What ship is this? This is a Jem'Hadar Heavy Escort Carrier. Do not pay attention to this build. This build is bad. But yes, it's a good ship. And on my live account, I just finally saved up enough dill to get the advanced Jem'Hadar fighters, which I am excited to try out. What is the maximum reward on dill and fleet marks for the new system? Are we allowed to say that, or are we just allowed to say it's high?
No, all I can tell you right now is that it is pretty high if you jackpot. You can get a fairly epic bag of them. So if you're running a 3 to 5 person fleet and you're having trouble getting enough fleet marks to complete some of your higher end projects, the Endeavor system is probably going to pay off pretty well for you guys.
Yes. How do you QA an Endeavor, since there are so many of them? I believe our QA team has been testing this by running the Endeavors and making sure everything works. The content itself doesn't need to be QA'd because it already exists and has been tested. And, new bugs I'm sure you guys will report to us anyway. Or they'll find them while they're playing it. So I think most of the testing around the Endeavor system does it work? Do the rewards come out right? That sort of thing.
Right, and as you can see here, we've got the Endeavors turned on. We can switch them on a QA shard and say, okay, pretend that this Endeavor is active, go play it. Did you get credit for doing the right things? Did you get a reward at the end? Did it give the account lockout and say, okay, you're done for this account? Does it drop when the Endeavor timer turns off and says this Endeavor is no longer live? All of that sort of QA. Occasionally when I make an Endeavor, I will also say, oh, this Endeavor has a particular thing you should be aware of, QA, that you might be able to get completion credit in an unusual way. And so QA will make a special case and say, all right, we'll try playing that on advanced, or do that in the mission that forces you into an Elachi ship and see what happens, and so on.
Yes, I should redistribute my shield facings, and one of them is about to vanish. Thank you for reminding me, Pentacle. All right, cool. So we finished that. Now, was that one of the Endeavors? I don't think so, because I didn't get any credit.
You probably didn't have that Endeavor slotted right now. It's because it looks like you don't have all of them turned on. There's a lot more Endeavors than just the short list that you had there.
Yeah. All right. We'll depart the system. And we'll open our new Endeavor thing. Are the Endeavor boxes account bound? Yes, they are. So you can send them to your other friends.
Yeah, put them in your account bank and send them over.
Open them, the rewards will go to the character who opened them. So that you can't open one and be like, I'll send the dill to this alt and the marks to this alt. But
right, pick one character who's going to get all the goodies. Have them open the box.
Like for example,
kaboom!
Woo, 150,000 energy credits. Actually, really 200,000 energy credits. A quarter of a specialization point, and some normal and advanced R&D materials.
Nice.
It's a nice thing to get every day.
Yeah.
It's actually, this is, when I was doing the summer event, it was nice to have a reason to log on every day. And this will give me another one of those. I like that a lot. Oh my god. Full speed on this thing does not turn in sector space. Alright, so what other endeavors can we do?
Let's see.
Hive Onslaught Q. 10,000 fleet credits. It's not likely to happen today.
Zenkethi ships. You could go to the Zenkethi battle zone and do that
could.
Pretty fast.
All right, let's do that. Is the Zenkethi battle zone in this?
It's all the way on the far side of the Alpha Quadrant.
Yeah, that's what I thought. All right, to the Alpha Quadrant.
Do you have a transport to DS9?
Maybe. Probably not. Hold on. No.
Oh, you could transport to Tefera, though.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll transport to Tefera then. But no one goes to Tefera. With the server monitoring everyone's game for Endeavor completion, is there a performance lag hit that is being addressed? Have we seen any sort of performance hit for that? I don't know why you would.
Nope.
It's just a
Because
ding you've done this.
The server doesn't have to do anything special to monitor endeavors. An endeavor works just like a mission. So it's like any other mission that you have says, oh, when certain things happen, I get credit.
So somebody wanted to know what kind of DPS I do on my normal character,
This is gonna be
Aaron.
funny.
I don't know. Some. More than this.
It's going to be very funny.
What?
It's going to send you...
Will it
perfect. Okay.
Will it blend ever? Thank
Send
you,
back
Victor.
to the Pharaoh. Will it blend ever? I don't know if I'm blended enough. All the way in the upper left corner there.
Zenkethi Battle Zone. Now, since we mentioned the Zenkethi Battle Zone,
Might as well use
question.
Quantum Slipstream.
Oh, God.
Slowpoke.
But I can't turn if I do that. Somebody asked if
you're
Zenkethi...
facing the wrong way. What are you doing?
Wait, how am I facing the wrong way? How did that even happen? Go here.
Execute for incompetence.
Look, even though I've done an auto thing, I can't turn because I've used my Slipstream.
Currently, the rewards that you've been seeing in these Endeavor packs are the real numbers that we plan to ship. Note that on some of those, Kale did get a jackpot, like a quarter of a specialization point. He got an extra good roll on that reward. Normally, you would get a tenth of a spec point.
Wow, okay, I'm going to have to pilot there myself. The auto thing is not working for some reason.
Ouch, Far. Can we just watch Generations again?
I need to parse ISA with no nannies. We'll see.
I think that might make people cry.
Mateus, will you ever be able to obtain the Lucari Hokun science vessel? Probably. I can see you getting that in my crystal ball that tells me what ship every player will get in the next few months.
The Dorito?
Yeah, the Dorito.
Dorito?
It's
you can already get that.
Well, you could get it as the anniversary thing, and there's no other current way to get it right
but
now.
Those sorts of limited time rewards have a tendency to pop up in Phoenix lockboxes at some future date. There's
Not
no
that we're
telling,
confirming that in any way, shape, or form.
There's no telling if it will or if it does, when it might, but
it's
that's
likely.
the usual way that we do that sort of thing. If we have something that came from an old activity that's no longer available.
Yeah. Okay. Are there any plans for tribute ships that like ships from other sci-fi? No, because I suppose we could make something that looked legally distinct from a Battlestar or a Serenity, but I think we would get legally distinctly sued.
Yeah.
And CBS would probably take one look at that and say, no, please don't.
Mm-hmm. CBS would never allow us to put it in the game in the first place.
Yeah. As much as I would love to release a lockbox that contained the ISS Protector and also the what's the name of that new show that's coming out?
Yeah, I know the one you're talking about.
The Seth MacFarlane show, and I was literally talking about it at lunch today, and I've forgotten the name of the show. Someone in chat will tell me in about 2 seconds. Begins with anyway. The Orville. There we go. Minor Dan is pointing out the Future Flyer. I don't know what you're talking about. Shifty eyes.
It's a power board. What?
Yeah, nobody saw that.
Are we ever bringing back replay mission to get rewards that was only on the replay events? So basically you're asking, are we going to have another mission replay weekend that gives you the special rewards like the Breen Bridge Officer and whatnot?
Oh, I've never seen one of those.
Yeah, we haven't done one in like a year and a half or more. It's always possible for that sort of thing to come back in the future, and I know that we would like to do so that players can get those sorts of things. We do need to sort out if we're going to do that. Are we going to run this on console? Will it run concurrently? Does it work on console? You don't want to just ship broken stuff.
That's an important question.
Don't say anything to that. And, so it is certainly something that we would like to do in the future, but as with all future content, we cannot confirm any specific dates.
That's Got a Hurdle is just throwing random names that aren't the Orville at us in chat in the hopes that we'll say Firefly and Battlestar Galactica on the stream. Oh no, I've done it. Shocking. Arthur
I gotta take you out.
No! Arthur Edwards points out the very exciting Aliens TNG crossover that IDW Publishing is doing. And yes, that is happening. However, that's a different licensing agreement entirely for what we're doing. And different things would have to be worked out. If we were going to try and put aliens in the game, we would have to talk to, whoever owns that. Is that Fox?
I think that's Fox and who knows?
Although very interestingly, I found out from an environment artist that a xenomorph made it into one of our marketing images sometime in the last month because he had put it in there in a very, very small square of the screen, and I didn't notice, and nobody ever told me. So it's there.
That's
if you want to try and find it.
They'll find it.
Oh, they
So
won't.
that. Someone asked again if we're going to have stuff from Star Trek Discovery since starting with CBS. We talk to CBS regularly about incorporating all kinds of Star Trek stuff. I would expect that Star Trek Discovery is on our producer's radar for how we want to tie in.
Yeah. Real Precipitator. No, that doesn't sound intended at all. You should have gotten a reward for doing the Kobayashi Maru, especially if you finished it after the time. Even if you started it before the time limit ended, you should have gotten a reward. So go to support.arcgames.com and start a ticket for that, and the fine people at our support staff will most likely get you something. Let's see. I don't think there are any plans to make Lockbox Ship and Lobby Ship space trades account-wide at this time. Okay, so I forgot to ask this question a few minutes ago as we're heading into the Zenkethi Battle Zone, so I know it's going to come up, and it did already in chat. Is the Zenkethi Battle Zone working as intended right now? Because apparently things are still getting recaptured really, really fast.
So the logic for how things get recaptured is a little bit finicky. It basically has a timer that says that it can't be recaptured for a certain number of minutes after you capture it. But once that timer expires, it listens for, are there Zenkethi ships in the area, and are there no allied ships in the area? So if you just leave an area completely, there will be a few allied frigates there. They will probably get crushed pretty quickly once the Zenkethi start showing up to retake the area. And if they're all dead and there's Zenkethi in the area, it'll flip very rapidly. So that means that if you've got 20 people in the battle zone, that there should be someone hanging out in your captured areas that have been stale, making sure that when Zenkethi ships show up, it doesn't get retaken. As long as there's a player in that area, it shouldn't recapture.
And we will test that theory right now. Is the
Just
head,
like
is the head
Vulcan,
coming a little
it's
bit too
all
much? Remember, logically, you don't actually suffer ever. Sometimes I don't respond to comments in chat until they get spammed about 1,000 times. As you can see, I've got 1 million comments coming in on 2 different things. It's not that I don't love you. It's just that I don't love you. Oh, there's actually a couple of people who went to the Zenkethi Zone. I wonder if they came to meet up with us. Yeah, I see JE. They came to meet up with us.
Yeah.
All right, let's go murder some Borg ships.
What?
Zenkethi ships.
Ah.
I don't know why I said Borg.
I was about to say, do you know something about the battle zone that I don't?
Didn't you know random enemy types have been spawning here for a few months? Are there any plans to add more battle zones for different marks? Maybe. Can't talk about upcoming content.
Who knows?
Okay. That's an interesting theory. Apparently someone thinks Enterprise is a different timeline recreated by First Contact. Alright, let's blow up some ships.
I mean, there is this theory that all of Enterprise is just a holodeck simulation because of their final episode.
Yeah. I mean, that one actually has text to it.
Right. I mean, that actually happened in the final episode.
Yeah.
But the question then is, like, how historical is it in terms of the...
Yeah, did Riker write this, or is it...
Yeah, is this like a series of things that were written by a holonovelist, or what?
That would certainly explain the shower in the opening episode. If it was
the decon gel?
Yeah. If it was a trashy holonovel.
It would be particularly funny if it was written by the Doctor from Voyager.
Particularly funny and not at all surprising. Riker LARPs out new series. Yeah, that's what Discovery is too. No, we don't know that. That's not confirmed. Please don't quote me on that. Please don't go to StarTrek.com and say.
Yeah, I think Frakes is actually directing for Discovery.
He is. He's actually directing for both Discovery and the Orville, which is interesting.
That's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Coming down the lane.
Oh, nope. The invincibility guy just hit him. Oh, no, he's doing the invincibility with the bigger one. Shoot. Switch targets for no reason.
Let's be honest, you're not the one doing the DPS here.
Hey now. I did a little. That frigate went up because of me. Scoot this back to where I can see it. Why are you guys talking about... Never mind. I'm not even going to break up what Fark Twain is discussing in chat right now.
He's upping his trolling game.
Yes, he is. Ryan, you're going to have to give me some more details on missing DOF packs for console. Can you hit me up with a tweet about that? Because right now we do not know. I have not heard of that before. And if you only give me minor details, I cannot fix the problem.
Question about the Ferengi Admiralty. Are we getting new stuff in the GPL store to make it worthwhile to get Gold Press Platinum?
We have not announced anything as of yet.
So keep your ears peeled.
Did you mean to do that? Because that is the best accidental Ferengi joke ever.
You think it's accidental.
I do. I don't trust your humor. I appreciate all the players who showed up to the Zenkethi Battle Zone in the interest of keeping me alive.
Nice.
J.E. and many other friends are very good at making the stream entertaining by keeping me from blowing up a lot. Yes, one dev did say we were looking into that. I remember that was mentioned on Reddit. So we have talked about it publicly before. We are looking into it, but
when we do it, we'll announce it. So.
Yep. And there you go. That's the answer to that. And this guy, why is this guy not taking any damage?
Because he was immune.
But my lasers.
Lasers. Those won't even get through our navigational deflector. Name the episode.
I can't.
The Outrageous Okona.
Do you feel powerful now?
Yes.
Patty, stick with it. It's worth it. Look at all these lasers we're firing. Install the game.
Blue lasers and white lasers.
Purple lasers.
Red lasers.
Yellow lasers. Red laser. Yellow laser. Red laser. Yellow laser.
I'm a firing my laser.
I'm a firing my laser. Pew pow. Pew pew pow. 1,000 Gryffindor points.
Getting back the artisanal sound, huh?
Pew, pew. Oh man, I wish I had been a part of that recording session.
Good stuff.
Very good stuff. Alright, we're going to download some Zenkethi data.
Which causes the ship to explode. That's the real reason to do it.
Alright, we've retrieved some data.
Nice.
And how many Zenkethi ships do I have left to kill? It's not going to tell me. Because now I only have one Endeavor up.
Oh, that should be scrollable. Time to talk to our UI programmer.
Oh, yeah. Collision mechanics in a space naval combat game is actually not something you want. I know it sounds like something you want, but imagine every time you got close to this Enterprise J, you got bumped somewhere and took damage. You don't want that.
Yeah, that's what ramming speed is for.
Yeah. Which I referenced in my fiction blog that came out last week.
Fun fact. Our game has a really high incidence of what we in the industry call casual players. There are a significant number of people surveyed who play Star Trek Online because it's Star Trek and do not play any other video games at all. So that also means that doing things that are hardcore, like implementing realistic collision mechanics, is something that we tend to do as like there's a way that you can do it, like by using ramming speed. You can decide, I'm going to ram someone and do damage, but we don't want to punish you just because you don't normally play video games and you're not really a very good pilot.
Yeah.
We want everybody to be able to have some fun and then find ways for you to be able to do the things that you want to do.
The main goal is for every player to have fun, and then we will find ways for the wide different variety of people who play the game to have fun in different ways. So, like, the base game should be very accessible, whereas the the hardcore content, like the really elite queues and things of that nature, are more designed for you guys who are DPS hounds and really good at that sort of thing to sink your teeth into. For kill X ships, do you need to take the last hit or just do a certain amount of damage to that
You
ship?
need to do enough damage to be registered as getting kill credit, which means typically you need to do about 10% of the ship's hull.
Okay.
That's why you got 9 out of 20, even though you had a huge wave after wave of stuff there.
Most
Because you're with a bunch of people who are way better than you, and therefore you're not getting
just
credit.
rub it in.
Yeah.
See if I ever go to lunch with you again.
Mark has invoked top men, which means that we're probably going to get black bagged after this is done.
Or he's referencing the revival, which no one understands on this but me, because wrestling is not, and Star Trek are not fandoms that have crossover. All right, I can't seem to turn these things. Oh, because everybody else is already doing it. All right.
Mm-hmm. See my aforementioned comment.
Yeah. Why don't we make the elite queue hard then? That's a passive-aggressive comment if I've ever seen one. We rebalanced the whole game to give you guys more challenge.
Yeah, but, you should have Levins on one of your streams to talk about the whole rebalancing.
I should have Spartan on at some point.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, The Rock was on Voyager.
I would love to get him in stow.
Meme Ranglout. Okay. Wants to know why this tactical officer thing is empty. I don't know. But to be perfectly honest, I have no idea. It wasn't empty when I know.
Click you.
I know.
Station.
I know. But it wasn't empty when I copied
like
this character over. Oh God! Look at how terrible these options are. I've got options for mines and beams and nothing for cannons, which is what this ship is running. All right, we'll just do that.
Oh, Moon Reborn says you can implement realistic space physics when you select elite difficulty. I don't know how much Star Trek you've watched, but realistic space physics is not a thing.
Realistic space physics would be really unfun.
Working on the hypermass queue, gravity kills. I originally actually implemented the gravitational forces at the event horizon and modeled it in the game. And then our server kept crashing when we were testing. Eventually the programmers came back to me and said, yeah, don't do that.
Stop doing that immediately. Let's blow up some more than Kethy.
The PvP version of Hypermass is still in our back pocket. You may have noticed that there are some things that we have to work out with PvP at the moment. The PvP maps are not playing well with our current new queue overhaul. So we have to get that fixed before we can even think about putting out anything new. Realistic. Yes, that is how the space physics works.
We also don't want any sound in space.
Space physics truthiness.
The servers couldn't handle the time dilation of the event horizon. No,
it was actually
Matthew McConaughey couldn't help us.
The force was too extreme, and it was overflowing the values that the computer could track.
Oh, guys, stop blowing up the ships before I can get there, or I'll never get this thing. It's hard to tell if I get credit for this or not. Will we ever unlock 4D space for combat? I mean, we basically have 4D space right now. You saw me sail over the planet that I was trying to get to earlier. Actually, no, that's 3D space. I don't know what 4D space would be. Is that where Q tells us which direction you go?
Yeah, or you go back in time.
Yeah. We do have some go back in time and freeze time powers.
Some back in timiness.
I don't have any ships launched. That's not helpful. Yo, what's up, Matthew Michael? The new BSG actually takes time to explain how you're hearing sound in space. I didn't expect nothing less from Ronald Moore. Happy birthday. Why are newer versions of the nanopulse? This may be a systems question. Libra's not upgradable, but the older ones were. I think that's
sounds like a system bug.
That does sound like a systems question. I will put it to the notebook when I'm not dying here or failing to do any damage to this frigate. Launch fighters. Use the lightning thing.
How would you have compression waves occur in a vacuum? Why, with high levels of freem, of course.
I miss freem. I have it on a shirt, I think. more enemies. Let's see if I can get to them before my super high power friends do. You're everything. Oh my god, I'm doing like 200 damage with each shot. This build really was terrible. This build, by the way, it shouldn't really even be called a build. This was literally when I just randomly put everything on my ship and called it a day.
Yeah, there's the space Dorito.
Yeah, there he is flying around. With some points in the end. That's what gave me this, the power that allowed me to win at Kobayashi Maru.
The proto-matter field.
Yep. You guys go take on the big ones. I'll go take the small group over here. Yeah, this is actually, I think this build is even before I put a heavy weapon on this ship. Which is just disgusting. When does the Endeavor system go live to the servers? It goes live with Season 13.5 on July 18th.
Right before my birthday.
Right before his birthday. So everyone, make sure that every time you get an Endeavor, you say, Happy birthday, Jesse. Otherwise, the rewards don't happen.
You can make the old jokes.
The game's voice activation is listening to you. And it will know if you don't say Happy birthday, Jesse. The reward box won't even open. A lore question. Are any of the new STO-only ships capable of landing on planets? It's... In Star Trek, most of the bigger ships can only land on planets when they are crashing. So I would imagine not. Don't know for sure. That would be a question for either Thomas or Paul. I should just get Paul on here to do a lore stream one time. Yeah. Just answer tons of questions about lore.
I'm pretty sure that the Zenkethi ships are planet capable because of reasons that will be revealed later in the story.
Reasons, you say. Fire! Fire everything! All of my allies are getting all the deeps. Yeah, Deanna Troy, ship landing specialist. I seem to remember Riker doing a little bit of that too. Why don't we release our server for people that want to solo play? Because that's not how games like this work. If you want to play by yourself, just play by yourself. Don't do queues, just play the story. Literally no one is stopping. Yeah, Voyager was the first ship with planet landing technology, so that is possible. I don't think the Enterprise J can land, for example. Alright, we're going to destroy one more Zenkethi ship.
Just one.
Just one. Let's find one. Oh, thanks for the heals, guys. Appreciate it. I'm going to head over to asteroid throwing, because that's my favorite part of this battle zone. And I think there are Zenkethi ships to kill there.
Shoom.
The Defiant can land, you're right. That's why I said the bigger ships, because the Defiant, of course, is a fun little ship.
It's tiny.
Little!
Yes. And yes, the Pathfinder is an Intrepid variant, so it is also capable of planetary landings, just like Voyager was.
The Enterprise J can land and destroy half the planet in doing so. Yes, that is correct, Parker. Will the old No Win scenario ever come back? Seriously doubtful. Because Kobayashi Maru is the new version where we reworked to fix the issues that we had with No Win scenario. And it seemed like a lot of people enjoyed it, so I don't think a lot of sleep is going to get lost over that. But, you know, anything's possible, but I very seriously doubt one.
Yeah, but you never know. Sometimes we'll tweak up some old content and then bring it back for a limited time.
You never know in Stowe. Wasn't that exactly what we did? We tweaked up. We had made it to the Kobayashi Maru and released it for a limited time.
Kobayashi Maru was actually rebuilt from scratch because some of the mechanics under the hood are very distinct from how No Win scenario works. For instance, No Win scenario only had 10 waves.
Yeah.
When you're done, you're done. Kobayashi Maru, theoretically, on the end-time version, you can go until the server runs out of numbers.
When does the server run out of numbers?
Well, it's a 32-bit integer. It's at like 32,767. If it's a 64-bit integer, a little over 2 million.
Okay, so round 2 million, guys. I want to see it next time Kobayashi Maru comes around.
Get those diapers.
You're going to be playing for days. Have I done this yet? Yes, I have. Great. Thanks, everybody. Oh. How do I leave?
And get out of their way.
Oh. What?
You got shot.
Yeah, I know. I saw it happen. Just keep flying away until I'm... Well, yeah, except it's grayed out, so... Good try.
I just used your evasive maneuvers.
Oh. Don't you shake your head at me! Wow. Yes, people have done the math and figured out that it's 2,147,483... No, 2,147,483,647.
Right, it's a no.
Dirty Lever says, Jesse, it sounds like you do a lot more than content design, systems and mission programming, too.
So I do both content and systems. Currently I've been doing mostly content, and I have a degree in computer science, so I can do some of the numbery stuff as well.
Parker York says, news headline, 5 dead after trying to beat no-win scenario. Played for 8 days straight living on Mountain Dew. All right, so let's open this final box, and then we'll go to some fan art.
Boom. Energy credits today.
Yeah, man, I'm getting... Whoa, that's a lot of energy credits. I should go on the exchange and buy a ship.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't think 750,000 will get you much ship, but...
It'll get me some ships, just not the great ships. To the fan art! All right, now, last week we tried something new, which was Thomas and I did a dramatic reading of some fan fiction you guys sent us, and apparently it was very popular because we received another piece of fan fiction, this time from Duncan, Idaho. This is, I'm told, Kobayashi Maru themed. So would you like to be person number 1 or person number 2?
I'll do person number 1.
Okay, then you start.
Ready?
Remember, dramatic reading.
Mm-hmm. I'm not going in there!
Jigoro!
No, wait, this will be the week!
You don't know that. Come on. They're waiting for us. She said.
Oh, what a pity. I should report to medical before this infection spreads.
Cadet Sesta Jigoro turned to flee from the impending simulation. A hand grabbed her collar. Cadet Sontag huffed, "Come on, Captain!"
He pulled her into the holodeck. Jigoro stifled a mounting scream when she caught the eye of the professor. The Andorian stood to one side of the empty command chair.
"Cadet," he said, firmly.
Sontag took his station. Jigoro adjusted her uniform. She found a wrinkle. She focused on it. She wasn't on this bridge. She wasn't about to begin this simulation. Nothing bad was about to happen. A hand fell on her shoulder.
"You may begin, Cadet Jigoro."
Jigoro looked up and tried to take a step back. The professor's hand gently pressed her forward. She relented. Taking the captain's chair quickly, Jigoro said to the comm, "What's our status?"
No, guys, this is not ERP, despite how many hands are gently taking people's hands.
Yeah.
"Proceeding at warp 7 along the neutral zone," said Cadet Melora.
Neutral zone?
"We are in the Sierra sector."
So we're not likely to encounter any Klingons.
"I should not think not, sir." From his alcove, the professor cleared his throat. Jigoro continued.
Any comments?
"That's a question for the science officer," Melora replied flatly.
I was asking the science officer.
Cadet Shim snapped to attention. There are no comments on sensors, Captain Jigoro."
Rogue planetoids.
"No, sir."
Singularities.
"I'm not reading any gravitational distortions."
Jigoro sighed. Nebulae, quantum filaments, unstable wormholes, spacefaring life forms, random junk. Is there anything we spend the afternoon surveying?
Shim eyed her coolly. "No, Captain."
Jigoro tried not to notice the expression of her professor. She looked down and said quietly, "So we'll just keep heading along our present course. Let's see what happens." Jigoro sat there for a while, asking routine questions when she felt her grade points trickling away through the silence.
"There's a chip on the sensors," said Melora.
Jigoro sank into the captain's chair.
"There's high levels of radiation, tetrion radiation in the vicinity," said Shim. "It could be weapons fire."
Jigoro shut her eyes.
"I'm picking up a distress call. Shall we go to yellow alert?"
Jigoro covered her head.
"Hirogen vessels on an intercept course. Ship is a Federation transport. She suffered heavy damage. Raising shields!"
"Stop!" screamed Jigoro. The room fell silent. "Stop! Stop! Stop!"
"Captain?" "That's you."
"I'm not a captain. I don't want to die like this."
Sesta Jigoro broke down. "Class," the professor gestured, "to the exit."
Setsa.
Oh, Setsa.
Setsa brought her arms around her head and huddled as deep as she could in the captain's chair. She didn't register the sound of feet filing out. She didn't process her professor's question. She didn't notice when he had left too. There was only the gentle hum of the holographic ship, an enclosing nightmare that Setsa couldn't escape from. All she could do was hide from the solitude of the empty simulator. It continued to hum and hum and hum.
The main view screen flicked on. "Hey, kiddo, are you there? Am I coming through?" Sesta rolled the face away from the blaring light. The image continued. "You didn't answer your communicator, so I have the text route comms for the holodeck. Are you okay?"
Setsa looked up. Ross?
The image of Fermentator nodded. Aye, Captain Ross at your service. I'm in my office at ESD. ESD, not ERP. The Academy just called.
Sounds like he's rolling a space doobie. Setsa let her head flop back. I couldn't do it, Ross.
The Maru?
I knew it was coming.
Ah.
When we found the transporter.
You had a good long while to think about what a deep psychological stress test might entail. Setsa was silent. Setsa was silent. Ross eased. I know how that feels.
But you got through it.
No, I didn't.
Setsa looked up. You didn't?
No. The first sign of trouble, I ordered my ship to self-destruct. I said after the fact that no safe space pirate would ever expect a Federation starship to detonate itself rather than enter combat. The confusion would have allowed the transport to escape. Unfortunately for me, it was a routine patrol simulation. I had my go at the real Kobayashi Maru 3 weeks later.
And?
I blew my ship up again. Captain had to stick by that kind of choice.
Setsa sat upright. I could see why you joined Starfleet Security.
It didn't really change anything. I got a citation for subverting test parameters, but it wouldn't have kept me from ship service if I'd been steering that way. Ross smiled. It'll be all right, kiddo. People have all kinds of reactions to the Kobayashi Maru simulation. That's how it goes.
What time is it?
15:20.
I don't really know what I should do now.
I'll hop on home and take it easy for the night. You can follow up with your professor tomorrow. Consider that in order, cadet.
Thanks, Ross.
Also, keep your calendar open at the end of the semester. Graves and Bailey are planning a hiking trip, which I absolutely can't tell you anything about. It's in the Rockies. You'll love it.
Goodbye, Ross.
He flicked out. The bridge was empty again. Setsa fiddled with her captain's controls. Spin left, spin right. Restraint field on, restraint field off. Captain's log. She thought for a moment.
New log entry.
The indicator light blinked ready.
Captain's log. Everything's fine. I'll find a way to make this work.
Thank you, Duncan. That was cool. I liked it. Sorry for doing funny voices in your drama. All right. Let's go. Yeah, I did make it sound a little Zap Brannigan. You're right. Let's look at some fan art. So this week, also from Duncan, Idaho, we got the many looks of the character you all helped me create last week, Ham Sandwich. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, there is regular Ham Sandwich, Klingon Honor Guard Ham Sandwich, and I actually don't remember what this outfit is, but it's another look for Ham Sandwich. Bask in the glory of Ham Sandwich. Meanwhile, J.E., who was just here to save my butt on the battleground, sent us this lovely ship of the Miranda, sitting in a docking bay at our space dock. That's very awesome. That's Got a Hurdle wants to know if professional wrestling exists in 2410 and who is the biggest heel. I imagine that it does, and I imagine that given how professional wrestling generally works, the biggest heel is probably a human in Klingon face.
Ooh. Oh, that's painful.
It is. Meanwhile, Parker Smith sent us this, which is really cool. It's a shot. I said shot.
Yeah, this is a shot of all the Enterprises.
Yeah, the J, the D, the E, the C, the F. It's very pretty. Thank you very much for sending that in. Let's see. Oh, yeah, I know. Jesse's head was cut off for a minute there. It's fine. Oh, Nico Lunas. Yeah, if there's a wildfire burning a couple blocks down the road, you should probably go take care of that. And by take care of that, I mean get in your car and get the heck out of here. But thanks for watching while your neighborhood burned. People are saying we need a Tier 6 Enterprise C. We'll talk to Thomas about that.
Yeah, T6 Ambassador class? I'm sure he'd love it.
Yeah, he probably would, actually. All right, cool. Well, that is the fan art for this week. We still have about 40 minutes left on this stream, so I will probably go continue the adventures of Ham Sandwich. You're welcome to hang out, or you're welcome to go back and do your actual job.
I have actual bugs to fix.
Thank you for joining us.
It's been a pleasure.
I appreciate it. And we'll see you next time.
I gift back to you your sweaty Vulcan crown.
Oh, God.
Don't put that on.
No, I'm not going to. I'll wash it first.
All right, take care, everybody.
Bye! Okay. So give me a second here, folks, while I switch from Tribble to live so we can play some more Ham Sandwich. MZRT S12. Yes, absolutely. That is something I would love to have, is echo removing carpets or other soundproofing. Yes, that is something I would love to have, and that's all I'll say about that. All right, thanks for joining us, Kukulin. Dirty Lever is begging for stuff. Didn't you already win a contest once, Dirty Lever? Debbie wants to know how old I am. And Jesse, I don't know how old Jesse is. I think he's older than me. I am 31, 32. I'm 32. And yes, after you turn 30, you completely forget how old you are. It doesn't matter anymore, and so you forget. Sad Oust wants to know, is this a new room? No, this is the same room I've been streaming in this whole time. It might look a little different. Yeah, working towards making some changes to it, but for now, this is what we have. I don't know who drew the original box art for the game. You mean Handsome Federation dude right here? Oops, right here? Don't know. I can ask around and probably find out. I imagine it was somebody in the cryptic marketing department, 7 years ago, so they probably still don't work here. Parker York stopped forgetting how old they were after 21. Yeah, there is less Hawaii stuff around, or so you think. All right. Let's bring up the game here so you guys can see. And I will switch out this nameplate with my nameplate. Maybe. Interesting. It appears my nameplate has disappeared from the folder when I put it in. Let me just double check that it didn't end up in the folder from last week. Nope. Okay. Well, that's fine. Then we'll just go with the old one. Let me just make it blue. Okay. Back to the adventures of Ham Sandwich. Burke Dave, I don't have any plans I can announce for live streaming at STLV. I do plan to do some Facebook Live from my phone while I'm there, things of that nature. But I don't have anything to announce just yet. Just keep an eye on our Facebook page and our Twitch, and I'll show you some stuff. Mateus, I love Star Trek 2. Parker York, I call everybody they until they tell me what pronouns they use. That's something everyone should do, honestly. Mateus, I want the Lokari Hukun Science Vessel too. Well, I have it, but I would want it if I didn't have it, I guess. I spent a lot of low-buy on that ship. Yeah, it's unusual for me to hide my burp, Sturdy Lever. You are correct. Attack helicopter is not a pronoun, Parker. Well, what do we want to do when we're waiting for this to load? Ham sandwich, she runs from here to there. Ham sandwich, she could fight a bear. Thank you. That's great. I hope you appreciate the music that I put it to, Duncan. I don't remember what we're doing. I think we're hunting a Ferengi. Oh no, Starfleet. We're hunting Starfleet. That's right. 'Cause at this point in the game, Starfleet are still the enemy. Which led to one of my least favorite things, in that I cannot go to Vulcan to visit Spock's memorial. I know there's one on Romulus. I want to go see the one on Vulcan with my main character, and I can't. Because it's hard baked into the code that Klingons are Federation enemies, and that cannot be fixed. Oh well. Wow, this gun fires a lot faster than I was having it fire last time. That's probably why I was getting my butt kicked. Yeah, Burke Dave, that's what the thing is for. Send me a screenshot. You can see my email address down below, right here, ambassadorkel@gmail.com. Send it along. Gonna go ahead and deactivate this bomb. Ryan, we had a long discussion about Terran Empire factions earlier on the stream. The idea of playing a villain doesn't really jive with Star Trek, and CBS probably wouldn't want us to do it anyway, is the short answer to it. But when this thing goes up on YouTube tomorrow, you can look at the longer version of that answer. Mimeringwalt. I don't know how to pronounce your name. I'm going to call it Mimeringwalt from now on. That is a good idea, and I will put it in the notebook. Let me put it in the notebook right now, actually. Okay. Single button Taylor. Exciting stuff watching me write. I'll talk to systems guys about that. Because that actually is a cool idea. I don't know how easy it is to implement. Whoa, no console. Alright, I'm going to kill this guy with a botleth, because that's what Klingons do. Don't run. Wow, this botleth does 0 damage. Yep, I'm going to die. Let's drop a hypo. Wow, I almost died just charging at him. This game is not designed for melee. I know it's not, but I still want it. Alright, we murdered this guy. Dirty Lever, I have a ton of fun at Cryptic. There's a lot of really cool things that go on around here. We play board games at lunch. There's people playing Armada all the time. I have a really great group of people I go to lunch with almost every day. There's a whiteboard where we ask each other silly questions. Just generally, I enjoy myself at this company. It's one of the best jobs I've ever had, actually. It's very rare that I am forced to be serious, whatever that would mean. It is, in fact, a dog-friendly office. There are many dogs here. A transporter pad! Gasp! So what do I do with it? Oh, over here. Oh, alright. Well, we've got a couple of screenshots that have come in from different people, so let's go to fan art mode for a minute. Okay. Ooh, that's a nice one. It's from Bark Dave. Oh, and Parker's got 4 shots for me. I'm sure it's very entertaining part of the stream to watch me download your fan art, but deal with it. And just be thankful I'm not using my super clicky keyboard from home. Alright, let's pull these up. Fan art mode! Oops. And we will pull up some media. Let's see. The first one we got was this one, which is pretty cool. It is the new T6 Constitution skin based on the motion picture that Thomas just finished designing and put into the game, and it is super pretty. I like it a lot. Mirror Wrangle. My main game machine is actually not Potato at all. My one at home, you mean? I built it at home. I built it myself from scratch, and it's awesome. If you mean the one I have in the office, the one I have in the office is really good. Like this machine that we're looking at right now is real good. All right, this is Parker's first screenshot. I really love K13's environment map. It's just so pretty to take screenshots there. I should go there more often for stuff. It is. It's very calming. Parker York, are you angling for a job? I don't think we're hiring any assistants to the community manager right now. Although, I am looking for more moderators in the forums, so send me a message on the forums if you're looking for that. I do definitely need people who I can trust, so it would be, it wouldn't be a you show up and you're hired kind of thing. This is the Kelvin Constitution that we're looking at pictures of from Parker right now, which is very pretty. And I like it a lot. Let's see. Here's it going into warp, I believe. Oh, for God's sake. There we are. That's very nice, Parker. And one more. Ooh, I like that a lot. What environment was that taken in, Parker? That asteroid field is cool. John Mitchell, there's always a chance that we'll take, missions, because time travel is a thing in Star Trek. There's always a chance that we could take a mission to the Wrath of Khan era or things like that. But the main game of STO will always be in the, future of Star Trek area that we've set it in. All right. Cool. Back to the game. Thank you guys for sending in the art. That was really cool. Oh, that is the asteroid field from Survivor. Okay. All right. To the shipyard. So we gotta go to the transporter room. Which means it's time to navigate Konos. Konos. Which is difficult, but not impossible. That's the wrong way. This way. Oh, and to answer your thing a long time ago, Parker, yeah, I'm sure it is if you spec melee. This character is, level 2, 3, 4. So she doesn't really spec anything right now. Wait, is there actually a map thing guiding me to... Here it is. I may have called it Konos. What's the actual pronunciation? Apparently I've been pronouncing it wrong. This is nothing new for anybody who knows. Mimarangalot, I don't think that's in the pipeline right now. I'm sure it's something people would like to do, but I don't think that a complete overhaul of this map is anything that's happening soon. Edward W. Perry, this is Star Trek Online. It is in Star Trek MMO. I am the community manager, Ambassador Kell. And you should play it. It's a lot of fun. Go to StarTrekOnline.com. We have most of the cast of many different Star Trek shows, and it's fun to hang out.
Oh yes, just minutes ago. I saw you. Lucky for you, I kept it covered.
Hey, it's a dance party. Hello, dance partiers. All right. Wait. That wasn't what I was supposed to do, was it? Oh, gosh darn it. Mateus, don't know about the utility cruiser refit. I'll ask about that. But again, upcoming content we can't really talk about.
I'm disappointed he was able to get off Kronos, but not surprised.
All right.
Congratulations, Lieutenant.
Let's go to sector space. Well, actually, before we go to sector space, let's see if we can train our tactical officer in a slightly more useful ability. Well, his ability is pretty useful, and actually I think this thing has cannons, not beams, so yeah. So never mind. Yeah, definitely don't want to waste a slot on fire at will then. To sector space! As I get bumped out of the way by a giant ship. Parker, everybody who does moderating for us has other jobs. It's not a paid position, so it's a volunteer thing. So, yeah. If it's something you're interested in, contact me on the forums. I think doing a live stream tour of Cryptic sometime is something I will probably end up doing, because that seems like a lot of fun, and I think people would enjoy it. It just depends on, I have to figure out a time to do it where there isn't stuff on the walls that will spoil everything for you guys. Edward Perry, I assure you this is Star Trek Online. Put the RCS thruster on. Okay. Putting the... Is that? Yeah. Cool. All right. All right. Well, while we're flying to the next planet, hold on. Let me make this automatic so it. We can look at some more fan art since you guys have sent some in. Ooh, Burke, these are pretty. Did you enter any of these into the screenshot contest? Because I'm seeing a lot of images here that I did not see in the screenshot contest, and I literally saw every image in there. And so I'm a little confused as to how images this good didn't make it in. Because they might have been in contention. It might be in the game. Oh, God. Sure. If you want something you want to do, Dirty Leavers, fire me some Star Trek trivia. I will disappoint you. I like Star Trek a lot. I know Star Trek pretty well. I don't know it as well as you guys do. I can guarantee that. Fan art mode! Alright, hold on. Let me just remove some of these old ones so it's less confusing for me. Okay. Let's take a look at some fan art. So these are the images sent in by Burke Dave. This is the first one. I like this a lot. We had a very similar one in the final contention of the screenshot contest of the new ship. Oh, this ship wasn't out yet, but ships like this leaving this dock. What was the hardware difference between Data and Lore? I believe that it was a different kind of brain. I think Data has positronic and Lore had a different kind, but I don't remember what the different kind was. Ah, yes. The Bird of Prey. Such a beautiful ship. I understand why it's a starter ship in this game, but I wish there was a super awesome Tier 6 Bird of Prey I could fly. Maybe there is. Maybe you're about to tell me in chat. Oh, I like this one a lot. That is really cool. You got some really great lighting on that. Ha! The core class. All right, cool. So I should probably get that. I assume it's a C-store ship of some kind. Because right now, the amount of Zen I have is exactly 0. We also got 3 pictures from Matthew W. Prime, I believe. Tell me if I'm wrong, chat. But that is really cool. And that's not a ship you normally see screenshots of. I like that a lot. Again, didn't see it in the screenshot contest. Why you no submit? Oh, I like the colors on that time ship. Very cool. Makes it look like a bee-flavored ship. Oh, thy Pentacle sent these. That's right. Okay. And here's the third, which is the brand. Is this the new one from this year, or is this last year's summer ship? I think this is this year's. No, I think this is last year's, actually. This is last year's, but it's very pretty. Vorgon. Darth Spawn 501st asked me in a private message, but I can answer this. Is there any way to get holiday ships from before you started playing? I believe they're in the Phoenix box. I think that's what the Phoenix box is for. So that'll cost you some dill, but you know, you're probably swimming in dill if you've been playing STO for almost a year, and you can get a chance of it there. All right. Well, thanks guys for the fan art. We are almost to our destination of the Boreth system. I'm almost to getting this year's summer ship. I'm at like 780 out of 1,000 lol nut vouchers. Travis Lyon, you got this poster? Because I want to know where I can get one for myself. Or am I flipped and you meant this one? Yeah, I'm going to hail this jerk. Going to full impulse. What is my favorite episode? The episode that got me into Star Trek is... God. Oh, you're going to kill me for not remembering the name of this episode. It's the one where Worf is discommendated by his family in exchange for keeping Kern alive. And I don't remember what it's called, and that is awful. I know it's a two-parter. Anyway. That was a really, really good one. I don't know if that's my favorite, though. Measure of a Man is the best episode, but best doesn't necessarily mean favorite. It's something from TNG or Deep Space Nine, that's for sure. It might be the DS9 episode where the three older Klingons going for revenge, who were all played by TOS Klingon actors, because that one was great. It may also be the episode where Worf and Jadzia got married, because that whole wedding ceremony is awesome. I swear there was another TNG episode I loved too, though. Well, Birthright, yeah. Oh, Sins of the Father. Sins of the Father, that's the one. Well, he was Kern before he was Rodek. Now he's Rodek. Are those posters blue screened? No, these are physical posters I put in place. The Dyson Science Vessel, which is in the Lobby store, could it be moved to the Phoenix box? Generally, people don't. Well, generally, doesn't move stuff like that. So I'm gonna guess not. Anything's possible, but I'm gonna guess not. No.
Weapons and shields, and prepare to be. Our sensors are detecting several Federation distress beacons. The beacons are as plain as. They are no longer. I extend my apologies. We did not intend to violate Klingon space. We rest assured that whoever tricked us here will be found and punished. On that.
Yep, we're gonna fight the Federation anyway. I remember being annoyed with having to make that decision when I was playing on my original character, but I think Ham Sandwich would definitely attack the Federation. Just makes sense. Yeah, I think when the game started, in the early versions, a lot of before Thomas designed the Odyssey uniform, a lot of characters had really crazy, goofy armors that they do no longer have. But some captains and contacts still have them. Yeah, but there are only 3 weapons. Why auto-fire them? I'm gonna hit spacebar anyway. I guess I'll heal that 1% damage I've taken from these 2 Federation frigates firing at me. But I like massing the spacebar. Fine. Sigh. T1 ships. No maneuverability, no firepower. And yet they still feel Star Trek-y. Oh, do you still have to initiate firing even when you're on auto-fire? That's interesting. Actually, I don't think weapon power is all the way up. Nope. Thank you for reminding me of that. Slowing my ship down considerably, but, you know, now I've got better shields and weapons. Lower level Klingon content is awesome. I really, really like the early tutorial missions in this game, especially getting to go to freaking Klingon hell and fight a god of death. Like, how often do you get to do that? That's awesome. And a cloak. Surprise this jerk. Decloak! Fire everything! A T1 Tier 2 weekend. That would be interesting. So, like, you get bonus content for playing with your lower level ships if you still have them. It'd be cool. The only problem I can see is that I feel like a lot of people with big ship collections have probably gotten rid of their Tier 1 and Tier 2 ships by now because they've got so many Tier 6 ships. So they might get annoyed with us and feel like they have to buy ships they'll never use again in order to take advantage of the extra rewards. So that might not be good. Free reclaim, that's true. Parker York says ham sandwich attacks the Federation with heart disease and obesity. That sounds right. Most boarding teams have, saboteurs. My boarding team has cooks. Federation aren't equipped to handle that kind of cholesterol. Should really blow up this little fighter. Just kill him real quick. Or I won't be able to hit him, so I'm going to go back to blowing up this cruiser. maybe non-tier 6 weekend? That sounds interesting, too. I don't know if there's a ton of demand for something like that, but it's an interesting idea. There we go. Oh my god. That's a lot of Federation ships hanging out, waiting to kill me. Should take all items because I'm low level. Well, alright, I'll take some items. A tier 1 only PvP weekend is an interesting idea. Can't tell people to get good when they're flying crap ships. Yes, ham sandwich comes with blood bread, the Klingon equivalent, and well, he doesn't come with the Klingon equivalent of cheese because we just had a balance repass, so there isn't any more cheese. Some crafting elements. Fermented Targ's milk. Someone is complaining about the canonicity of the beams that these Federation frigates are firing. Thy Pentacle is my answer to you. I don't think we had Wrath of Khan phasers when this mission was built.
Congratulations.
Alright, Thrak, I remember you, buddy. Let's redesign Thrak. The most important question being, of course, yes, I can give him a mohawk. Good. Alright, what do we want to do with this guy? Okay, no, it's 2410, dude, not 2409. Huh, doesn't look like we can do much to him. I can just expand everything. Alright, I'm just making him bigger. That's not that interesting. Let's mess with his uniform. Yeah, I haven't unlocked the TOS Gorn head, unfortunately. Give him some intel gloves. Ooh, somebody sent me some stuff through the mail. I'll give him one mesh sleeve. That's a cool look. Definitely don't want these shoulder pads, though. Let's just get rid of them. Make him a tiny lizard. Got it. Okay. Torso height. Where's that? Torso length. Man, you can't make Gordon that short. I'm gonna make him tiny but beefy. I'm gonna make him like totally have skipped leg day though. Like this is just a guy who always skips leg day. There we go. That looks sufficiently silly.
We have identified the
Oh, is this useless warden? So I'm being told, okay, not now. Aw, thanks guys. That's nice. I can't take it right now. I'll have to go to Konos. That's really nice of you. I'll equip all this stuff to my ship when I get back. Actually, I'll just go to Konos now and do it. I should have renamed him to Pork and Beans. Chlorontics, I find that when you're not feeling the wow of this game again, one of the best things to do is to go back into the story missions. Story missions are a lot of fun, and they what was it? Poor Beans. Okay. The story missions, and they also really help you feel that Star Trek feel. Appreciate the healing beam, whoever was doing that. Make any ship upgradable. Yeah, it's an interesting idea, but then people wouldn't buy new ships. And as much as it, like, I don't want to sound like the greedy developer that people accuse us of being all the time, but, you know, we do need people to buy things in the game, and ships are the things they buy most. So, alright, let me find a mail terminal. There are 4,000 on Kronos. Let's see one. Oh yeah, Agency Yesterday is a ton of fun if you haven't played that yet. You should totally do that. Thank you very much, Duncan. You're the best. Okay, everything else is gold spam. Time to equip stuff. What is this the thing I just got? No. No, everything else is for the pork chop. I see. Nice. And attack console. And some better guns. I appreciate you, Duncan. Now this ship will suck a little less. I like that Gord a lot. He looks like a science officer. Well done, Wreckrays. You know what? While we're here, let's go up to the shipyard and make my bird of prey look a little different. Oh, there's a torpedo? I didn't see it. You're right. Let's put that in. Yes. Although we all know that builds that mix cannons and torpedoes are a bad idea. Is that a nebula? No, not quite. I thought it was a nebula from Guardians of the Galaxy recreation. Hi, Gethrogan. Lindsay Grant, I think the team always wants to put multiple options for different characters and different character types in play. It just depends on the time. Some of the missions, I know when we had Ryan on here to talk about Mirrors and Smoke, the bombing the debris in the middle of the thing was supposed to be a different thing for each type of captain, and it didn't end up happening because of time. So we would love to, but it's only a maybe. All right, let's customize this guy. Ooh, there's lots of templates we can play with. I like the core a lot, but let's do advanced. Let's play with materials too. Ooh. All right, help me out here, guys. Which type material are we doing? Moon Reborn, no. Unfortunately, right now there isn't any way. We're working on a fix right now that should make spamming your inbox a lot less easy, though. I know it's a problem, and we are working on it. Oh, you're right. I don't have enough Zen for this body. Which ones are free? Okay, we're going to go with the Koloth because it's free. All right. What material do you guys want? 3? 3 it is. I need to pick ham colors. So we'll do double pink. And we're going to play with different heads. I like the Koloth head. But I like the Burrell body better. And I like the Burrell wings better. Definitely like the Koloth mission pod better. And I like the Burrell wings better. Okay, so that is a cool looking ship. Let's stick some patterns on here. Call out pattern names in chat. Doesn't look like you can do much with patterns on this ship, though. Let's head to the wings. Really? Huh. I guess patterns don't really do... Oh, there we go. Got a little pink on the wings. Oh, that took Zen too? Oh, jeez. Alright, I guess we're not doing this right now. Sorry, guys. I'll try and get some Zen for this character for next time so we can play some more stuff. Alright. Well, it is about 6 o'clock, and unfortunately I have some work to do tonight. So this has been awesome. Thank you guys for coming and hanging out. I will pass on everything in the notebook, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.